I'm Michelle. I'm the partner manager here at StackAdapt. And like Robert already mentioned, I manage the HubSpot partnership. And I'm really excited to share with you how you can use first party data in HubSpot for your programmatic advertising campaigns. Now, as mentioned by Robert and Maggie previously, first party data is more important than ever. With tightening privacy regulations, talks about where third party cookies are going, marketers simply just can no longer rely on the same old tactics to reach their audiences. And you're not alone. We're seeing continuous uptake in first party data adoption, and we've seen 154% year-over-year uptake to users leveraging first-party data into their advertising strategy. Now, whenever I'm talking to a marketer, the sentiment is typically, Michelle, I know first-party data is really important, and I know I should use it, but I don't think I have enough data for targeting purposes, and truthfully, I don't even know where to start. Do you have any best practices? Which I think is totally fair. So what exactly is first party data, and where can you start as someone who is building out your first party data approach actually begin? So as Maggie mentioned, first party data is what you collect directly from your customers. It's consented data that's reliable and reflects real intent and engagement. And it can come in many different forms, whether it's website behavior, email subscribers, like people subscribe to your newsletter, purchase history, loyalty programs, and whatever is in your CRM data. Now, I'm going to assume most of you have some form of first-party data, whether you know it or not, as you typically would have a list of leads that you're already prospecting, want to prospect, a list of all your existing active clients, and users who have signed up for your newsletter or filled out a form fill on your website. These can all be used to create segments for your programmatic campaign. And if you don't know where to start, what I typically always recommend is let's start with 3 lists. A list of all your top clients where you're like, if every client was just like this, it would make my life so much easier. A list of qualified leads that you want more of, that you want to convert, and a list of churned clients that you would like to either not target or reactivate. This way, it really gives you a foundation to reach the right audiences while saving on advertising dollars. And what I mean by that is now you can take that client list and run a lookalike model to find more clients that are similar to your existing ones that you know converted really well. You can retarget and drive that qualified leads further down the funnel for faster conversions, all while excluding a list of churn clients or accounts in your CRM that don't fit your ICP to save on advertising dollars. Another option would be to retarget that churn list within your ICP to reactivate some of those users. I believe that StackAdapt is in a unique position where we've not only enabled marketers to use your contact list to create CRM audiences, but we've also enabled marketers to use your company target lists within HubSpot as ABM audiences for your B2B campaigns. And this really helps you extend your reach to specific companies, and you could segment further based on company size, title, seniority, whatever that may be. So we've talked quite a bit about like what is first party data, where to start, and how to apply it to your campaigns. Now, let's talk a little bit about why you should actually use it. Maggie has already mentioned this, but it's super important to remember. First party data is your competitive advantage against your competitors, because truthfully, no 2 companies are actually collecting first party data in the exact same manner. Third-party data is accessible to anyone with similar budget as you, while your own first-party data is only accessible to you and only you. Therefore, marketers who are thoughtful in their first-party data approach typically have an edge over their competitors, and allows you to win in the market while maximizing your budget in the long run. Just share some stats, some results that we're currently seeing with some of our clients that are taking on this approach. We've seen one client where they've seen lower cost per lead by 75%, and this was doing a head-to-head test of using first-party data, not using first-party data on a different DSP and versus StackAdapt. We've also had one client where they ran a campaign using first-party data and another targeting method. And they actually saw that 56% of their conversions were coming from their first-party data audiences while only using 40% of their budget. This makes first-party data very cost-effective while delivering real business results. All right, now I want to show you how easy it is to actually connect HubSpot and StackAdapt and use your HubSpot audiences with your StackAdapt campaigns. So you'd start off in the StackAdapt platform and you would simply go under settings and click on integrations. The easiest way is to actually search for HubSpot, and you'll see that there is an integration for CRM audiences and one for ABM. You will need to connect to both in order to use both your contact-based lists and company-based lists to create CRM and ABM audiences. You'll see that it's already connected, but typically your first bit, you would click on connect and it'll actually lead you to HubSpot, and you would simply just sign into your account and then your accounts are connected. Now, to create these HubSpot accounts into StackAdapt to use for your campaigns, you would go under Audience and Attributions, expand Programmatic Audiences, and click on My Audiences. To create a CRM audience, you would click on Create an Audience and go all the way to the bottom and click on Integration Audiences. You would select your data source, which in this case is HubSpot, and click Next. So let's just say that I want to retarget people who have submitted a form fill. So I might say lead form fill as my audience name. I would select my contact lists. And if I click on this bar, I see a drop down of all the HubSpot contact-based lists that I have, and I would just select my lists. And you click done. Now, to create an ABM audience, you would go back and click on Create an Audience, go to ABM Audiences, select your audience name. So let's just say I have a list in HubSpot called Manufacturing Targeting List of all the manufacturers that I want to target. I name it and I click Next. I click on Integration, select HubSpot as my data source, select my connection, and then like the CRM audiences, if I click here, I see a drop down, but if not, simply go into HubSpot, look for your list, click on Details, and then just copy and paste your list ID. And then all you have to do is paste it in, and then there you go. Now for ABM audiences, feel free to layer on firmographics like company size, job titles that you want to target, and simply click Save. And that is how simple it is to leverage your HubSpot lists into StackAdapt as audiences for you to target. Now, you may be wondering, why should I use this HubSpot integration versus just uploading a CSV file or any other method? The beauty of using the HubSpot app is that your audiences are always up to date. So if it refreshes in HubSpot, it'll refresh in StackAdapt, ensuring that you're never targeting a stale audience. And it's a lot more compliant and privacy safe. You're not exposing raw PII data in a CSV, emailing it, putting it in a Google Drive. This is totally secure and a much better way to build first-party data audiences.